Hey guys, so today has been a crazy day for music fans and more specifically Linkin Park fans. After a 7-year hiatus following the death of their lead singer, Chester Bennington, the band has announced their full-fledged return beginning immediately. And now when I say immediately, I mean immediately, guys. These people have already released a new single, new merchandise, announced their new album's date, and announced a tour which literally starts in 6 days. On a side note, I am going to be trying to secure some tickets to that despite what this video may lead you to believe. And I actually really did enjoy the new single and I thought their live stream performance was pretty good. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about today is a rumor that I stumbled across on the Linkin Park subreddit page today, but something that has been speculated against their new lead singer, Emily Armstrong, for many years now. Now, I want to make clear that everything I say in this video is simply speculation. None of this has been proven factual, but if we can get more eyes on the situation, maybe we can come together to get a more clear answer regarding the accusations. The accusation in question is that Emily Armstrong is a member of the Church of Scientology. Now, for those of you who may not know, the Church of Scientology, here is a brief summary written by CNN. At the core of Scientology is a belief that each human has a reactive mind that responds to life's traumas, clouding the analytic mind and keeping us from experiencing reality. Members of the religion submit to a process called auditing to find the sources of this trauma, reliving those experiences in an attempt to neutralize them and reassert the primacy of the analytic mind, working toward a spiritual state called clear. So as you can see, it is some really weird, trippy stuff. And for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to get into great detail regarding Scientology. But most people consider it to be a cult, and it's one that has a very negative reputation. If you'd like a more in-depth video on Scientology, there are some really great ones here on YouTube that do a much better job than I could ever do. Anyways, back to the main point. I started to do a little bit of research on Emily Armstrong once it was announced that she would be the new singer of Linkin Park. Because, like many people, I had never heard about her before. It turns out that she was in another band called Dead Sarah for many years. Now, I'd never heard of this band, but it had been active for so long that there is a lot of information about Emily available online. Now, this controversy didn't pop up on my radar until I saw this post on the Linkin Park subreddit. Now, shout out to the user Knowledgeable Squatch for bringing this to a lot of people's attention. In their post titled Emily, Scientology, and Danny Masterson Apology, they said, "So Emily is a Scientologist who has hand-waved away proven allegations of her best friend, known Scientologist Danny Masterson. Did Mike and crew vet her? Mods, don't delete this. Our fan base is quite against these things." Obviously, since I didn't know Emily before today, this was news to me, and I'm sure many of you as well. The core values and ideals of Scientology are not publicly favored and can certainly sway the opinion you have about a person. It certainly is very difficult to separate art from the artist itself. Now, after looking a bit deeper into this thread, I found that the accusations came from a long while ago, and come from a Cedric Bixler Zavala, who seemingly knew Emily, but potentially had a falling out with her. Anyways, they left this comment on Emily's old band's page. It may be a bit hard to read, but here's what it states. "I'm surprised none of you wrote a letter on Danny Masterson's behalf since your corny-ass singer showed up to support him in the prelims. Remember, Emily? Remember how your fellow Scientologist goon squad surrounded one of the Jane Does when she was trying to leave the elevators? The court sheriffs had to escort her away from your awful cult. Remember when we did the purification rundown, Emily? Were you directed to safe point me because of what my wife knew? Why can't you shut your mouth during a detox program where people are going through some rough shit, but your corny ass is singing like an unsupervised child? Is it because you're a born-in Scientologist that gets a pass? How do you reconcile the homophobia found in the teachings of LRH's book Dianetics? Do your fans know about your friend Danny Masterson, your rapist friend? Yeah, so definitely a lot to swallow there, and a lot to digest as well. First, I'd like to point out that the mention of Danny Masterson is extremely troubling. For those of you that don't know, Danny Masterson is an actor probably best known for his role in that 70s show. But he was also a prominent and public member of the Church of Scientology. However, what is shocking is that these days, Danny Masterson is behind bars. He got sentenced to 30 years to life in prison based on rape accusations from 3 separate women. So basically, he's a very evil, deranged man. And based off of these accusations, Emily has a very close relationship with him. That's pretty troubling to take into consideration. Now, digging a bit further back, I found a page on the subreddit of her old band, Dead Sarah, in which Scientology claims are brought up yet again. Now, this is a post from 4 years ago in a subreddit that only has 279 members, long before Emily had any huge spotlight on her. Now, the post is titled, "So how does everyone feel about this band's complicated history with Scientology?" And in the post, it states, "So I've known for a while that the founding members of Dead Sarah all have history as recipients in Scientology. I really love this band's music, but at the same time, I really hate predatory religious systems, MLMs, and the like. For the record, said participations include 1. All the founding members have family in the church and have taken varying amounts of Scientology courses growing up, Emily's mother being a minor figurehead. Emily attended a high-profile party attended by many high-ranking members and celebrities back in 2013 and was featured on a poster with Cedric Bixler Zavala, amongst other people." Keep in mind, Cedric Bixler Zavala was the man who made that comment about her on Instagram. Number 3, Giovanni Ribisi, an actor and known Scientologist, directed the video for Something Good. And 4, Emily liked a Scientology repost on Instagram ranting about psychiatry or something. Now, I know this may come off as very stalkerish, but I wouldn't bring something like this up without being thorough. I'm trying not to come off as too judgmental towards the band because I don't know the band personally. I don't think that any of them have ever talked about Scientology publicly, and I do understand that people can change and leave parts of the past behind, and they might not want to make a very public deal about such things. I'm also aware that Emily is gay. Now, I'm not sure how common of knowledge this is, but I would like to know how anyone else mentally processes something like this. I know that separating art from the artist is always brought up, but it's hard to do that when the artist is still alive and producing music. Now, again, that is definitely a lot to dive into there. This post on a very small subreddit page from 4 years ago could really not stand to gain anything from slandering the name of an artist to just a few hundred people. Again, nothing here is factual, but just based off of this post and the connections between her and Scientology, a lot of the signs are pointing to her being affiliated. Lastly, I wanted to point out one more thing that further solidifies the friendship that she had with Danny Masterson. So we're going to take a look at the music video or live performance music video from a song from her old band, Dead Sarah, called Test My Patience. Now just take a look at the studio in which they are filming this. Notice the paneling on the back wall. Notice the keyboard hung on the wall We'll play a little bit of a snippet so you can see it in motion. Now keep that image in mind right here, the paneling and the piano. Then if you go on to Google and type in Danny Masterson Studio, sure enough, this is what pops up. This studio with the same paneling and very clearly the same distinct red piano keyboard that's hung on the wall right there. And not only was this just a studio of Danny Masterson, a lot of the results here lead us to believe that this actually was located inside of his home. So it all just goes to further solidify the case that Emily Armstrong was very close with Danny Masterson. Now, I know this has all been a lot of information to swallow, and if more stuff comes to light and you guys enjoyed this video, I'll be more than happy to make a follow-up to this. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely controversial to say the least. At absolute best, she 100% knew and was close to Danny Masterson, even being invited to his house. I mean, he's a rapist, Scientologist, and just an overall terrible person. Now, I want to thank you guys all for watching this video, and please remember, this is all just speculation. None of this has actually been proven, so I encourage you guys to do some more research, and maybe we can uncover some more stuff that either proves or disproves this. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Does this change your opinion on the new lead singer? What are you guys thinking about the new direction of Linkin Park? My name's Strider Dan. If you like the video, stay tuned for more. This is definitely a new type of video for me, but appreciate you guys checking it out. Take care. See you guys.